Okay, so let's look at the definition of plane angle. Okay, so let's say we have two rays. Okay, I hope you understand what a ray is. It is a fixed initial point but no fixed termination point. Okay, so two rays and the angle. Which one is plane angle? Okay, so let's look at the definition of plane angle. Okay, so let's say we have two rays. Okay, I hope you understand what a ray is. It is a fixed initial point but no fixed termination point. Okay, so two rays and the angle between them, let's say, is theta. Okay, so this theta is an example of plane angle. Okay, this is the example of plane angle. Let's move on to the definition as well. So okay, let's say we have a circle. Okay, we have a circle and we take any of its arc. We have a circle and we take, like, say we take this arc. Okay, this is the arc we take. Okay, so for this circle we take this arc, and the angle subtended by this arc on the center. Okay, let's say that is theta. Okay, so this angle is theta. Okay, and let's say the radius of the circle is r, and the length of this arc we took was L. Okay, so just to summarize, we had a circle. Okay, and we took an arc of length L over the circumference. Okay, we took an arc of length L, and the angles it subtends on the center, we named it as theta. Okay, and the radius of the circle is r. So like we had this figure and we ultimately came up to the result that theta is equals to L over r. That's it. Theta is equals to L over r. That's the basic definition of plane angle. Okay, and what, like, this is the mathematical aspect, that how we found out this theta and everything, that is not required, but please remember this final formula. Like for any arc of length L, if it subtends angle theta at the center, then that theta can be written as L over r. Okay, so theta can be written as arc length over radius. Okay, theta can be written as this, and the unit, very important, the unit, like we just wrote theta is equals to L over r. Okay, the unit of theta will be radian. This term might be new to you, or given by RAD. Okay, so what I just said, that we had a circle of radius r, we took an arc of length L on its circumference, the angle it subtends at the center of the circle, we named it as theta, and we observed that this relation holds true, which is theta is equals to L over r. Like in terms, if we like write down the terms, so theta is the angle subtended equals to L, which is the arc length, over r, which is the radius of the circle. Okay, so again theta is equals to L over r, and unit of this theta will be radian. Okay, like this is why we took it as radian, I would come up to that as well, but yeah, unit of theta will be radian. So theta is L over r and the unit of theta is radian. So let's take an example. Okay, so if we take the arc as the complete circle, okay, like we take the arc as a complete circle only, so what would be theta? What would be L, which is the circumference? Okay, so example, arc as the full circumference, let's say the radius is r, circumference of the given circle. Okay, so let's say we took the arc as the full circumference of the given circle. Okay, so what would be theta? So theta will be arc length would be circumference length, and circumference length is 2 pi r. Okay, and what is the radius of the circle? It is r. So r will cancel out and we will have theta is equals to 2 pi, and the unit I already said is radian. Okay, so we can say that an arc whose length is equal to circumference, let's say entire circumference of the circle. An arc whose length is equal to entire circumference of the circle, which can be mathematically written as L is equals to 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. Please make sure you're writing down everything, that's why I'm going very slow. Okay, so an arc whose length is equal to entire circumference of the circle, which can be mathematically written as L is equals to 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. That arc subtends an angle of 2 pi radian or radians. Okay, that arc subtends an angle of 2 pi radians on the center of the circle. Okay, so that what it actually means when we say theta is equal to 2 pi radians. Now let's say we take another example. Let's say we take arc as, let's say, half the circumference. We take arc as half the circumference. Okay, So we have the circle of radius r, and this we took as the, let's say, from here to here. We took this as the arc, this entire semicircle. Okay, so the total angle it sustains at the center is given by this thing. Okay, so this here would be the plane angle, which would be theta. Okay, and length, let's say the length is L. So L is equal to circumference over 2, which would be pi r, 2 pi r over 2, which would be pi r. Okay, and now theta would be the length over the radius. So the length we just calculated is pi r over r. R will cancel out, so that would be pi, which implies theta is equal to pi radians. Again, we can write an arc. Let me write it down only. Okay, similar thing we are going to write in this case as well. So an arc whose length is equal to half the length of the circumference. Okay, an arc whose length is equal to half the length of the circumference of the circle of radius r. So length will be 2 pi r over 2, which is pi r. Okay, that arc subtends an angle of pi radians on the center of circle. So yeah, that's the theoretical aspect of what we just discussed. So I hope you are clear with what plane angle actually is. Okay.
Lack of personal attention. With one-to-one mentoring, every doubt is addressed, every concept is applied, and real improvement begins.